will be decapitated. It's not fun base jumping without a head.
Welcome back to Elemental Adventuring. I'm your adventure guide, Peter. Today's mission, you're gonna join me in jumping off a 3,000 foot cliff. First, we're gonna do some training right here at home. Then, we're heading to Norway to base jump off some of the tallest cliffs in the entire world. Let's go base jumping! Base jumping is an extremely dangerous sport. This is not an instructional video. In the description below, you'll find links to training courses and resources if you're interested in learning more. If you're stoked about what you see, go to a drop zone and do a skydive. That's where this adventure begins. What is base jumping? BASE is an acronym that stands for building, antenna, span or bridge, and earth. For this episode, we're gonna focus on the E, earth. When we jump in our regular clothes, we call it slick. There are about 3 different kinds of flying suits. The smallest type is a 2-piece tracking suit. That's what I base jump with. Tracking suits are inflatable suits and give us more freedom to move our arms and legs. So they inflate by forcing air into vents, and that pressurizes the suit, making it rigid. There are links in the description to gear so you can check it out if it's piquing your interest. With all this gear in place, the next step is to practice by isolating all of the individual skills. Being current in air sports means you're actively practicing and on top of your game. It's about having all of the skills down before attempting something big. This framework can be used in any other sport. To get current for my jumps, I break down every skill and piece of equipment into its smallest parts. Then I practice each one separately until I can put it all back together seamlessly. This creates the confidence to be 100% at the cliff's edge before my jump. We're gonna go through this process together right now so you can see just how much goes into being successful and safe in this sport. We're beginning now by heading to the drop zone so I can isolate my tracking suit and fly it out of an airplane. I'm skydiving my tracking suit and my base canopy because I have more altitude in order to isolate and practice with them. In skydiving, I also have a reserve parachute, so I have more safety options if I'm really pushing the gear hard. Now, I need to get current with my base canopy. I put my base canopy into a skydiving rig and did a few days of training jumps to practice all of the maneuvers that I need to know for landing in Norway. Base parachutes are big. Big canopies fly slowly and descend slowly, which makes it easier to land in tight spots. I'm now going to take you through a jump and show you some of the amazing things that these canopies can do. Getting current in my base canopy, it's a 306. Couldn't fit it in a deployment bag, so had to pack it without and with a mesh slider, so it's going to be a brisk opening. Ah! Ah! Oh. Yeah, I'm not doing that again. All right, let's get back in business here.
First, I'm popping my toggles and checking my canopy out. Now I am doing a practice flare. This is how we land the canopy, by stalling it. Time for a braked right turn, so a slow turn. Now for a full speed right turn.
There's the plane. And out, and surge real good.
Now back up the canopy by pulling on my rear risers. These are terrifying. Feels like you're going into free fall.
Backing it up, backing it up, backing it up, and let's go. 360 and smooth up. All right. And I'm actually going to sink it in, so I'm going to approach on brakes. I'm at 1,000 feet, doing my downwind and my crosswind. I don't want to come up short, so I'm going to sink it way in. Not want to come up short. And I'm going to overshoot it. Not too bad. I'm happy with that. 20 feet from the bullseye. I am ready for Norway. Gear check! Before we head out, I'm doing a full gear check on my base rig. And then I'm gonna have it inspected again by a professional rigger. We're gonna go through this really quickly, but I want you to see every part of the system because it's so amazing. The fact that someone invented this rig is ridiculous. What gear do I need to survive a base jump? Let's check that out right now. Let's start with my complete parachute system, which we call a rig. This system includes a body harness and a single parachute. In base jumping, we only use one parachute because we deploy so close to the ground that there simply isn't time for a second deployment. The base parachutes that we use are also known as canopies, and they're essentially oversized skydiving reserve parachutes. I'm using a base canopy with an amazing built-in feature, which is mesh vents on the bottom side. This is called VTEC. This allows it to inflate from underneath and stay pressurized if I'm not moving forward. So this is an amazing safety option if I'm striking a cliff or a building. So this allows me to actually back the canopy up, turn it around, and fly away. Now that we're current in our skills and you've got an understanding of the basics, let's head over to Kjerag, a mountain above Fjords in Norway. A fjord is a deep, long ocean inlet surrounded by towering cliffs carved by glaciers. So we arrived in Norway and saw a crew setting up one of the wildest things I have ever seen. They put it on the shoreline for practice, and then came the briefing.
My name is JP Cohen. This is the human cannon where we're all going to be having a very good and very scary time. Safety things, get inside this bucket is at your own risk. Do not cross these red and white tapes. You will be decapitated. It's not fun base jumping without a head. Make sure your feet are going to be attached to this area, not on the side. You will be decapitated. Not fun to deploy a parachute with no fingers. You will be decapitated. 400 kilos straight on your leg, having your belly on the water, chest on the bucket, no fingers. You will be decapitated. Are you ready to get launched? Ready, girls?
Yeah.
Yeah, give him. Their plan was to helicopter the cannon up and set it right on the cliff's edge. I had no idea that I'd be telling my buddies at home that a banana would shoot me off a cliff with a cannon and I'd land at a Viking Psytrance rave. The landing zone, or LZ, looks microscopic looking down from the top. It's a tiny grass strip at the shoreline surrounded by cold water and giant granite boulders. It's only reachable by boat. So we made sure to visit the LZ before we jump to memorize all of the obstacles there. Here in Kjerag, you can also see all of the exit points from the LZ. An exit point is the specific spot where we jump from, and each one is unique. While we're here, we're gonna jump from 4 different exit points, and you're gonna walk with me to each exit point so you can enjoy the entire experience.
Training is done. Let's head up to exit 6 and send it!
Fun helo ride. We are headed to exit 6, the main overhung exit. Extreme excitement and butterflies.
Feel gaseous. Okay, gentlemen. Woo! Have a good one. Yes. 3, 2, 1, see ya!
After the jump, we track away from the cliff. Tracking means flattening our body to move forward at a high speed. So we use the same technique in base jumping that we do in skydiving. You can check out the last video and get a sense of how cool it is to track with a bunch of other skydivers at the same time. So the goal with tracking is always to be as far away from the cliff as possible when we deploy the parachute. That way, if the parachute opens facing the cliff, or there's a malfunction of any kind with the deployment, there's more time and space to fix the problem. Three, 2, 1, fire! We don't use no altimeters and base jumping like we do in skydiving, as we need to look where we're going and there simply isn't time because the ground's coming up so quickly. Instead, we rely on what we call ground rush. We start by deploying or pulling our parachute high above the ground. Then we gradually lower our deployment altitude based on how close the ground is and the feeling of how abruptly we're underneath our canopy and it's in full flight. So sight and feel are our only gauge. 3, 2, 1, fire! 7 was first jumped back in '94 by a local legend named Stein. So he jumped with skydiving gear, not base gear, after he saw this place on a postcard. What makes this exit so special is the granite ramp that slopes down and disappears out of sight. So you can't just walk down to the edge to scope it out. Once you're running down it, you are committed. Exit 7 at the heli boogie. That beautiful little ramp right there. We're gonna run off until our feet don't touch. So we're gonna hike down and around through the gully, and I'll take you along for the trip. Yeah, I think we can just play Frogger. If you fall through, don't.
Fall through, die. Fall through full.
So heel strike when you walk. Doing some route finding here. You have a good one.
Yeah, brother. Let's do it.
All right, ready? 3, 2, 1, fire! Let's go jump off a 2,000-foot waterfall. You're gonna see my adrenaline here kicking in hard, my hands shaking as I use my radio to call in our jump. There are a lot of exit points where if you fall off on your approach to the exit point, even though you're wearing a parachute, it's not survivable. We need a stable deployment in order for our gear to work properly. Waterfall exit, you're gonna join us for walking down the slope and enjoy the show. Hey buddy. Waterfall standing by.
When you're happy with this kind of thing on mainland go.
Copy that. All right guys, as soon as the canopy lands, we go. All right, you guys ready? 3, 2, 1, see ya! landed at 9 p.m. on the mountaintop, our last jump of the day. Here in Norway, during the summer solstice, it's still daylight even that late. My crew and I thought we were the only ones on the mountaintop until we spotted something. Hello! Hello! The banana called us over to be launched from the cannon. We were all in.
You will be decapitated. 400 kilos straight on your legs. No finger. Are you ready to get launched?
Awesome. Are you ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
So why do we do this?
Thank you for joining me. Ready, set, go! Join me next time on Elemental Adventuring!
Now, either subscribe or
You will be decapitated.